yeah. Welcome into Views from the Stands on a Tuesday evening. We are just rocking with the boys tonight. It is just me and Mr. G Mike in the building on a Tuesday, ready to talk some sports for you. Mr. G Mike, how you doing tonight, my friend?
Feeling good, baby. Taco Tuesday. Just had some tacos today, baby.
Absolutely, man. You can never go wrong with old Taco Tuesday, my friend. Yeah, so we have a fun-filled show for you tonight, too. But tonight, we cannot forget to give a shout-out one of our biggest sponsors, man. That is Pod Match. They've been really hooking it up and coming in for us in the clutch. We've gotten all kinds of guests. We are booked up with guests from now, from Friday until pretty much going into March. So we want to give a big shout-out to Pod Match for hooking us up with all kinds of different types of guests. So if you guys want to do any kind of podcasting or anything like that, look up Pod Match. We're on there as well. It is a fantastic site. Alex is a great dude, and his wife are great people to do any kind of business with or anything. So I'd highly recommend Podmatch if you have a chance to do any kind of pod matching or anything like that. Having said all that, man, G Mike, we had a lot of news coming out today. How are you feeling about the news today? I know you want to jump into this stuff, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, man. How are you feeling?
Man, mixed emotions all over the place with several different topics that came out. I know we're going to get into it, but man, the whole day I was just looking at it like, no way. From positive side to the negative side, I was like, hey.
Yeah, 100%. Well, before we get into intros and all that good stuff like that, I promised and I wanted to make a big shout out to my nephew, my main man, Parker. Happy birthday, my friend. 8 years old, and I am not ashamed to admit it. He kicked my ass in golf over the weekend. We played a par 3, and he did absolutely amazing. So a big round of applause for you, Mr. Parker. We are extremely happy for you from Views in the Stands. He tries to watch as much as he can. And having said that, and you notice these cool bracelets that I'm wearing right here. Now, I talked to Parker over the weekend, and he designed these right here. So having said that, we're trying to do a little promotion for him. We're selling them for about $2, and $1 going to go to charity. I worked it out with him. If you're interested in getting any of these cool bracelets, shoot us a DM, send us an email, and we can let you know we can let you know how everything is going, and then we go from there. Really appreciate it. So happy birthday, Parker, and thank you for checking in, Parker. Happy birthday, my friend. We'll try to get you on the show somehow, some way, my friend. All right, so we have a bunch of stuff going up tonight, man. We have Bill Belichick, just some dropping news coming out. Bill Belichick is not going to be a Hall of Famer for the first ballot, which is insane news for a lot of different people. We got Giannis heating up the trade talks. The trade talks are coming up next week, the trade deadline. Trying to figure out what's all going to happen with that one. We have the two NFC and AFC championship games. We now have an official Super Bowl teams in this right now. So we are also going to talk about that, but we're not going to get into the predictions because we've got enough time and you guys are going to hear enough of the predictions here in the next coming weeks. We have some fun Downbad debates for you. We got some news out of the Buffalo Bills. We got stuff going on everywhere. So, Mr. G Mike, without further ado, I think we should just go ahead and jump into the show. What do you think, my friend?
You know it.
News from the world of sports.
All right, so the big news coming out, we just alluded to it a little bit ago, is Bill Belichick is not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. This has shocking news. NFL players are going crazy. The media is going crazy over this. G Mike, how and why is Bill Belichick not a first ballot Hall of Famer? Is he getting the TO treatment just because of his attitude, or what the hell just happened here that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer?
How and why comes from the same answers. The freaking media members, media representatives that don't want to see him shine, don't want to see him in the front of the line of the first ballot because his resume speaks for itself. Like 6-time Super Bowl winner, been to the Super Bowl so many damn times. Like, bro, multiple Coach of the Year awards. I mean, the guy, his resume just says it all. I mean, when it comes to his wins, and every single season that he's been a part of, most of them have been over 500. But just in total for 29 years in the NFL, 467 wins, 302 losses. Like, man, crazy work that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's insane. These media guys need to be stopped. The stats need to speak for itself, and the players need to be the ones that are going to vote these guys into the Hall of Fame, man. Stop giving these media credential people the ultimate power when it comes to selections of the Hall of Fame because, bro, Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer is insane.
Well, just to go over some of the numbers here, he's one of 3 NFL coaches to have at least 300 regular season wins. He's posted a 302 and 165 regular season in 29 seasons as a NFL head coach. Now, let's not forget, too, that Belichick also has rings as a defensive coordinator back when he's with the Giants. So in total, he has 8 actual Super Bowl rings, which is unheard of. I mean, you got to go like Bill Russell is like one of the only guys that can say something along those lines, you know? It is absolutely amazing that he did not get it in. Now, I think that one of the reports that are coming out is the fact of the Spygate and Deflategate. Those really did have a lasting impact on his legacy. I personally think that, you know, he proved enough in the other spots, even just 2 Super Bowl rings before he's even a head coach, and all the winning that he did, that should put him in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Love the guy or hate the guy, may not have been the greatest on camera with the media, may not have been the most pleasant person to talk to, but you can't deny the facts of what this man accomplished in the NFL. Some people are going to go to the fact that he cheated and different stuff like that. I'm a Colts fan. I felt it for years. They finally found a way to beat us. But you cannot deny what the man has actually accomplished. And I don't know if it's also one of those things, too, is that his North Carolina career is not going that great. And ever since Brady left, it didn't really look as good as it once did whenever Brady was there. Anybody can say that, though. I mean, you have one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, and he leaves. You're going to have a little bit of a slump. Having said that, Belichick, I think, deserves, without a doubt, to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that's just a slap in the face to him.
The Brady argument of the fact that Brady left and he wasn't the same coach and all that, if we really want to put it in perspective, if the defenses weren't there for Brady, all those Super Bowls that he's won, I don't think he wins half of those Super Bowls. Those defenses were none to play with. And when it comes to winning championships, you need defense in any team sport, especially the NFL. I don't know, man. That whole argument of Brady not being there, Belichick is not great when he wasn't there and all that stuff. Nah, I don't believe that, man. Those defenses came to play. Those defenses came to play. And if it wasn't for those defenses behind Brady, he wouldn't win half of them.
That's a pretty strong statement there, I think, honestly. I think Belichick deserves to be in, no doubt, without should have been a first ballot. I think that one that's kind of a slap in the face to everything that he's been able to accomplish in his career. But do you think that Spygate and all those things, like there does have to be a chapter in his tale of those things? So do you honestly think that it's going to be a long time, or is it just maybe we didn't like what you did and we're going to punish you by not being a first rounder?
I hope not. I hope they don't punish him forever. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to be because I'm super surprised that he's not a first ballot with a lot of people, you too included. It's baffling that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. So maybe they will hold it against him and he might not even get in because of that. But maybe he gets a second, third. Who knows, man? But the fact that he didn't get in first, yeah, you know, the Spygate does tarnish his resume a little bit, but keywords, little bit, just a little bit. Every other freaking time that he went to the Super Bowl and won, what are you going to make that an excuse then? Oh, Spygate every single time? No. So, I don't know, man. I don't think the excuses suffice.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, man. It is so tough, and like I said, too, being a Colts fan, too, that Deflategate did affect us as well. Granted, New England was going to win that game regardless. I can't, blame everything on that or whatever, but it's really tough to say where you put Belichick in those. I think Belichick has earned it, but I can also understand where people might just be a little bit, how much did he actually do? Is he cheating a little bit? But you can't do it that many times and get away with it and not, like, I don't know. I kind of feel like that he should be. I just think this is a travesty that he's not. And like I was saying too, I mean, like some of these guys like T.O. went through the same kind of thing. T.O. had the same issues and a lot of people didn't like his attitude and didn't like the things that he was doing. But I think that overall, over time, it worked out and, we can say the rest is history. But it's just absolutely crazy news.
Are we doing a popularity contest, or is it based off statistics and wins and what you did for your legacy and the league? Like, which one is it? Because if it's a
Right.
popularity contest, then yeah, he's not going to get in. Teal's not going to get in. Whatever you can say. But if we're going off of stats, wins, legacy, how the team performed when he was the head coach, when he was the defensive coordinator, again, 467 wins, 302 losses. The above 500 there is insurmountable. Are we going to do it because he's not a popular guy? He doesn't have a right attitude. He doesn't know how to talk to the media? Or are we going to go off of what the stats say?
Yeah, it's really tough, man. It is honestly really tough, and I think that he should have been, and I agree with you. I think that it's crazy that he's not, but I think there definitely is a camp that would say that he's getting punished for the transgressions that he did while he was a head coach. So now, if he starts to fall and it's 2 and 3 classes, then that's a major problem. I can understand where they would come from with maybe saying that maybe he did cheat a little bit more than we knew, and just didn't get caught. There was scandals involved with it. But if his goes on more than 2 classes, then that's a major issue. I can understand slightly though this one. I think he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer without a doubt. But I can understand the camp that's also saying that he kind of sort of cheated in a lot of aspects. So I can understand both sides of the coin in here. But I personally would have had him in first ballot, no problem at all, though. All right, sticking with that his former division, man, the Buffalo Bills made some news. The Buffalo Bills are hiring offensive coordinator Joe Brady to their head coaching position. Mr. G, Mike, I know this has been like a highly debated, highly contested conversation. Was this the right move for Buffalo?
I mean, if you want to keep that offense great as it is, because they were basically scoring more than 25 points per game this season. Obviously, you got MVP Josh Allen at the realm, and you got James Cook running the ball as well. He was the top rushing yard leader this year. The offense was just well put together. I think if they would have had even more wide receivers, I think they would have even scored more points than they did this year. But I don't like it because of the fact that you take away Sean McDermott, where he was a great coach for the Buffalo Bills, and when it came to the overall aspect of handling the team, leading them to games to try to get wins. Yes, he's fallen short several times in the playoffs, but he's gotten them there, and he's won multiple games in the playoffs. There's been their kryptonite with the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, whatever it is, but they've gotten to there, and they've gotten close to the promised land, right? Now you promote their offensive coordinator who's not going to only be focusing on offense. Now he has to focus on putting the team together, leading them right, have a whole bunch of more responsibilities going on in his head, probably less sleep, probably more work on the field and off the field, in the books, off the books, and maybe the offense won't be run the same because he has so many of these responsibilities in his head, all these stressors in his head. Who knows if their offense is going to be as great? Not saying that they won't. We're going to see what happens. But I just don't like it because you're just promoting him from the OC to the head coaching job. Now he's going to have more responsibility. And you want him to run the offense as well. Might as well just would have kept Sean McDermott and let this guy run the offense and score 30-plus points per game.
Yeah, I can definitely see why. I can definitely see the side of it that this was a bad move because we were talking about it before. I personally would have kept McDermott at least one more year and have ran this back and figured out the roster. I think the roster was more of the issue. The defense definitely needs to get revamped. That was apparent. But I agree with what you're bringing up too. Is that the wide receivers, man? They need to make some moves, and I think maybe now if Joe Brady's there. And McDermott's out, I think that this season, the Buffalo Bills, I'm not too familiar with their cap space right now, so we can look at that whenever I get closer to the offseason. But having said that, I think they need to make a splash move finally and get another Stephon Diggs style player that they need. Make a trade, do something to get some more wide receiver help in there because that's pretty putrid what they have going on right now. They have some decent players. Shakir is a good player. I like what they have in there, but Brady has also proven that he can lead an offense. And let's face it, the NFL is going more towards offense, it seems, less maybe towards the defense until it actually matters, which is kind of funny that, the Seahawks are in there and the Patriots, and they're both had great defenses and they're in the Super Bowl, but it makes me want to talk about it's offense. Having said that, though, Brady each year that he's pretty much taken over as the OC has led the lead the Bills onto bigger and better things. So let's just, for an example, this year in 2025, he was averaging 29.6 points a game, which is second in the league, 367.7 yards per game. And since he's been there too this season, he had the number one rushing ranked rushing offense at 159.6 a game. So Brady seems like he understands the offense and understands how Allen works. But I tend to agree with more with what you were saying. I probably would have kept McDermott around. We'll see how Brady is with this. I mean, as you can see, he's been with the Bills for the last few years from 2022 through 2026, and he's advanced each year, almost getting a new position, and they've gotten better. He was also there with that Joe Burrow-led 2019 LSU Tigers, and there was offense. So the guy understands what he's doing, and he's also at Carolina in 2021. Having said that, man, I don't know. This is definitely an interesting one. I like it, but yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. I think it's just gonna be a weird transition without McDermott, man.
I just hope the offense doesn't go to crap, man. With all the responsibilities and stresses that he's gonna have on his head right now, primarily your focus is gonna want to be to tune up that defense for sure. But the guy's an offensive mind. Let him remain the offensive side, and that's it. Like, keep Sean McDermott, let him run the show. Keep Joe Brady as an OC and bring in a new DC, a good DC that you guys need, because the Buffalo Bills defense for the last 2-3 years have been horrendous.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you for sure. I think that they definitely, since they made this move, they got rid of McDermott. I definitely think they need to make some splash moves going forward, and I think it's going to start with the wide receiving core and the defense, because we all saw what happened in the playoffs. Really, Josh Allen can only do so much. They have some good players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Buffalo isn't there, but having said that, they need some help. They definitely need some help. I think any diehard Buffalo Bills fan could admit that is that they need some help. But Allen did a hell of a job with what he had. And let's see, maybe the magic will work because Brady was the part of the reason why this also started working out for him. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know, man. That one's going to be a very, very interesting going forward. What's going to happen with Buffalo, especially with all the talk too with the GM too. Remember, speaking of the Bills, did you hear the comments that Bean made about Keon Coleman trying to blame that on McDermott, and then now there's video that comes out that's saying that he was excited with the 40 time that he ran. He's like, oh, it's easy for me to pick him up now. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see because Bean got another position. He got brought higher up, so he's going to have more decisions to be making. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to play this out with the new regime in there. All right, some other football news we had that was pretty big today that came out. It's going to affect your Miami Hurricanes, which also, man, got to give them a shout out one more time for the hell of a game they played in the national championship. They really came out there and showed what they got. But having said that, the Duke reached a agreement with their star transfer of 1 year, Darren Messiah. He signed a 2-year deal worth $8 million NIL deal to transfer from Tulane into Duke in 2025. Having said that, it was about $4 million per season that he was averaging. Now, he all of a sudden, once this was all done with, automatically wanted to transfer again, and Duke was like, no, you can't do that. You signed a contract with us for 2 years. They were able to hash it out in court, and now he's going to be transferring to Miami is what all the writings on the wall say. What is your thoughts on this one? He's going to Miami. You guys are going to be getting Carson Beck is going to be gone, so you guys are getting another top-end recruit coming to Miami. I know you got a feeling good about this one.
Yeah, definitely. But I want to give a shout out first to Duke, man, because that's some like well played stuff, bro. I like the fact that they're able to give him what he wants. Like, I think this is a very good example on why these players should only sign year deals when it comes to college athletics, really. But in this case, college football, just in case you do want to leave and you want to go somewhere else, but now you sign the contract and you really can't. So shout out to Duke for actually coming to an agreement and letting him get out of there, man, because a lot of teams wouldn't have done that, and they would have probably kept him to try either, get him to lead their team to greatness, but he didn't want to stay there, so they let him go. So that's what's up from Duke. I mean, for us, it's gonna be great for us, man. I mean, we go from Cam Ward to Carson Beck. Obviously, it's a huge turnaround there, but I'll give it to Beck. He was a great game manager all season, and that's what we really needed when we have weapons like Tony and Fletcher back there. Like, we could give them the ball and they could do what it does as playmakers. So I think Darren coming in, he's gonna be more of a playmaker himself. He's very good with his legs. He has IQ. He has a lot of toughness and grit, and he fits the culture of UM, man. Like, we're very tough and gritty, and we're ready to fight with anybody. We're ready to throw hands every single second of every single game, and I feel like Darren's going to be that type of player that he's going to put his body on the line, his name on the line, and go out there to try to get some wins, man.
Yeah, it's also going to be interesting, too, is because they're both in the ACC. And Duke finally got a good star quarterback, brought him to their first ACC championship game. I believe it's since 1962. And so that's got to sting a little bit for them to be able to lose one of their star players to another rival in the same division, the same conference, excuse me. This season, if you didn't get a chance to watch much Duke football, he had about 3,973 yards for the overall. 34 touchdowns and 6 interceptions with a QBR of 76.6. So the kid was absolutely balling for Duke, and Duke had a great year. Let's not forget that. I mean, they did go to the ACC championship game, so it's going to be a huge loss.
They shouldn't have been there, but whatever.
You guys ended up in the national championship game with
Hey,
I mean, come on.
More.
Always needing more. But I guess the last thing I want to touch on this one as well about is NIL deals, and you kind of brought it up, but this Wild West mentality with the NIL deals is just getting wilder and wilder. And I think they're going to have to they're going to have to be able to figure out a way to budget this a little bit better and be able to maintain and actually be able to enforce things better, because this is going to start happening more and more with these contracts. I mean, these guys he's averaging $4 million a year to stay at a team that just went to the championship game. Now, granted, I would want to go to Miami over Duke any day, having said that, but I mean, it's kind of crazy that these people are just picking up and going after signing contracts. I'm glad Duke actually took him to court for it and was able to settle it out. But I think it's a sign of things to come with the times, I believe, with all these people just being able to up and go, and there's hardly any ramifications, really. This is one of the first major ones that's actually went to court over it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, again, it's dope that Duke actually settled it with him and let him go where he wants to go, but I understand why they would take it to court, because when it comes down to it, it's a contract. You're signing a contract.
Exactly.
You can't butt out of it. But you come to an agreement and get it settled, and they let you go while they because I'm pretty sure they don't have to pay him what they had to pay him in the second year, correct?
I don't think so. I'm sure they came up with something that will be more released. It kind of just came out today, so all the details are still coming out. But yeah, it's just interesting that how these things have gone now with AI and all these people being able to just kind of pick up and go. There's always another side of the argument as well, is that coaches do this all the time. Though coaches will sign a contract and they see a better offer and then they pretty much leave. So I mean, it's just I don't know. There has to be some sort of more ramifications. I feel like maybe almost they used to be have to sit out if you transfer or something like that. I don't know. I think they come out of gonna come up with something with the way the money is coming in now.
Yeah. I mean, there's gonna always be changes to it, man. I mean, NIL is pretty brand new, but there's always gonna be changes down the road. There's always gonna be other situations that come up, and things are gonna go differently than how certain things are going to get handled now. Is going to be different later on. They might change it that you can't even get out of the contract that you signed and stuff. So,
yeah. And then speaking with the football theme, and this one was just wild to me. That's right. You're reading this correctly. Shedeur Sanders is making the Pro Bowl this year. It's just insane to me. So let's just go over his 2025 season here. He had 1,400 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a 56.6 completion rating, and 169 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. I just, what the hell is going on with the Pro Bowl now that those numbers are what is getting you into the Pro Bowl now? I understand that all these people are kind of just picking up and leaving. They don't want to play anymore. But that's just ridiculous that Shedeur Sanders now is making it because all these other people, like Davis Mills from the Texans was too busy this week? Like, what the hell's going on here, man?
Dude, I don't understand why he would be the next one up. And don't get me wrong, I like Shedeur. I'm a Shedeur fan. I really hope that he does great for the seasons to come, and his future is freaking great. But this past season, just speaking on this past season, this guy is not a Pro Bowler, bro. He is not a Pro Bowler. And if it's because other guys selected not to attend, that's pretty damn surprising, man, because you go down a list of AFC guys that should have been there, right? CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. Cam Ward. Lamar Jackson, even though he didn't play half the year, still had better numbers. And even trash-ass Geno Smith had better numbers. And
yeah,
you're telling me that all of them selected not to be a part of the Pro Bowl? Nah, I don't believe that.
Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is up for the MVP. How could
he was injured? He was injured. That's why he didn't get there. I read up on it today. He was injured after the last game that they played against the Bills. But dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's no way that Shedeur Sanders made a Pro Bowl. If it's because all these other guys selected not to go, okay, I get it. But it's because you're moving Shedeur to the top? Nah, dog. This guy does not deserve a Pro Bowl this year. Again, I'm a Shedeur fan. I hope he does great for the rest of the season to come. I hope he leads the Cleveland Browns to being something special that we've never, or in a long time, haven't seen. But this past season, nah, doggy.
Yeah, I mean, just looking over some of these other quarterbacks now, I mean, because they for the division over here, I mean, hell, you couldn't even throw Tua in there, and he had better numbers than
Facts.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm guessing Joe Burrow just declined to go, was probably tired of it or something like that. Didn't want to take the risk of getting hurt again or something maybe.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't doubt it.
It's crazy. He was 35th in passing yards overall in the season right now in the league. You know, like it's wild to me, man. Like that Shedeur Sanders made it in there. Is it time to just maybe get rid of the Pro Bowl thing and you make the All Pro team and that's it kind of thing? Like I know it's latent with.
Yes,
it's latent with incentives to get to the Pro Bowl. You get different contract incentives and stuff like that. But this game is getting even worse than the NBA All-Star game at this point now. Like it's ridiculous. No one takes it serious. I don't know. I'm just I think in the Pro Bowl needs to kind of fade out. You can get, if you make the All-Pro team, maybe have an award ceremony or something. I don't know, because those guys are the elite of the NFL. But this Pro Bowl thing is just getting out of hand and kind of ridiculous. The fact that Shedeur Sanders has a chance to make it to the Pro Bowl and even play in the Pro Bowl, in which he might actually play a lot of minutes just because no one else really wants to play anymore right now. So, I mean, there's a strong possibility he'll be out there on the field playing significant minutes in the Pro Bowl. I think it's just time for this whole thing just to be done with. What do you think, man?
Yeah, no, that and the All-Star, man. NBA All-Star weekend. I mean, you know, I haven't really looked at the money that they make off of that when it comes to television or even the NBA itself or the other endorsements, other sponsors that do with the NBA All-Star game, but even with the Pro Bowl as well. Like, I don't know the money that they make, so hopefully they make a good amount of money that, you know, it brings them a great return and there's no money being lost, and that's why they keep doing it. But when it comes to just for the fans watching and stuff like that, I don't know. Maybe some of us think the same and they're like, yo, this is trash. But maybe most are like, no, we love it. Keep it coming. Who knows?
I can't imagine.
Knows, man? I don't know the analytics.
The only thing I can think of is maybe it's cheap tickets for people to bring their family to say they watched an NFL game, I guess. I don't know, man. I can't see why they want to be doing it. But having said that, man, we're going to go ahead and leave the news and jump into some more news, but totally different sports. We're going to go ahead and jump into some basketball news that we've been wanting to talk about because it's coming up pretty soon.
It's From the Hardwood with VFTS.
And right now, it's the big rumor, the big things coming up is that Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders. Sorry, I was just stuck in the last one. Sorry.
He's stuck in the last topic.
It's in the last topic still. Sorry about that, man. Just still confused how Shedeur Sanders made the Pro Bowl. But anyways, Giannis Antetokounmpo, man, that's coming up very soon. That the trade deadline is the 5th of February, and that's coming right around the corner. And we also, before I get into all that, and thank you, T-Mike, for reminding me, I want to give a shout out to Varsity Sports for showing our shows on there. If you guys want to check out a fantastic app that's on your Roku, your live TV, they got high school sports, they got all kinds of sports on there. You can also watch whatever shows, including our show and more other people out there. So we really appreciate Varsity Sports. So thank you very much for them as well. Back to what we were talking about before. I know we wanted to talk about this one. Giannis, is he getting traded? Is he not? What is going to happen with the Giannis drama in the Bucks?
I think, man, he's played his last game for Milwaukee, man. I really think so, bro, because he has an injury right now that's putting him out to 4 to 6 weeks. When he first got injured, that's what they estimated. That's the timetable that they put out. But now Milwaukee's saying that they don't have a timetable for him to come back. So that makes me go to the point on the fact of they're trying to keep him healthy so they can have his trade value super high still, because it's going to be super high. And they're going to try and trade him at the deadline because I think he wants out of there, and I think Milwaukee wants to rebuild. And if they are going to help him out, I think the places that he would want to go would probably be Golden State, Miami, or the New York Knicks. I think if they want to bring in a lot of assets for him, I think the best place for him would be San Antonio. I think they will get the most assets there. OKC Thunder, I think they will get a lot of draft picks with a few players. And honestly, even New York. So it could be a destination on where he wants to go and where they get a lot of assets, because supposedly New York wants to trade away from Carl Anthony Towns. And if they want to do that, he's a great centerpiece to send over to Milwaukee, maybe with an extra player and an extra pick, and then bring over Giannis to New York.
You're a big Miami Heat fan. There's been a lot of rumblings too that maybe Miami's the destination. How would you think that would work out?
I think it would work out great, man. But I think the player involved around that trade, the centerpiece of that trade, would be Tyler Hero, because I don't think Miami's going to give up Bam Adebayo for nothing, even though, he's very passive aggressive on offense. So, we need a lot of step up from him. But when it comes to defensive end, he could cover 1 through 5. They're not going to let him go. They want to keep him there. Now, you put him next to Giannis, it could maybe shift a lot of stuff next to Norman Powell as well, and then maybe they could do something. But I think the centerpiece for Milwaukee trade would be Tyler Hero, maybe even trade away Triple J, James Hackers Jr. I know they will probably ask for Kel Ware. That would be the iffy one there on should we let him go? Should we not? The way he's been playing lately has been a lot of lazy stuff and a lot of bickering with Eric Spoelstra. So I don't really like that. If you're not really fit into the Heat culture, then you're not really fit for it. And
Heat culture again, man. You guys love that Heat culture.
We love it, baby. We love it. If you're not trying to put 110% effort each and every night, man, we don't like you as a player. I'm sorry, we really don't. So if you give away Kel Ware, it's going to be because of that, because the guy has potential. He has the potential to be a double-double any given night, hit about 2-3 threes. He could get you at least 20 rebounds on a really great night. If not, on an average night, 12 to 13 rebounds with 10 to 15 points. So I think those would be the players right there that we would send to Milwaukee.
So I'm going to go the opposite direction here, and I honestly don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think he's going to end up staying with Milwaukee. It's a lot to come with the contract. So Giannis, just to go back through it, he has contract that runs through 2026, 2027 with a $62.8 million player option for 2027, 2028. He signed a $168 million extension in October of 2023 that keeps him in Milwaukee through 2026. If he was to opt out of his player option in 2027, he would then be able to be a free agent in that time. And I think that's more is what's going to happen. I think Milwaukee and him want to break up. I just don't think that they're going to be able to do it or pull it off. And it's also, if you kind of watch Giannis sometimes, he says one thing, and then I think he just strikes me as a very loyal guy. And I don't think he wants to leave Milwaukee because they're the ones that built him, drafted him, and turned him into the superstar that he is. Granted, it took hard work from him as well, but you get what I mean. I think that's where the problem is going to come in there, is that I kind of feel like he wants to still be the reason that they rebuild. I personally feel like it's not going to happen this year. And if it does happen, it maybe be next year. With it being a couple weeks away, with him being injured, players are probably going to play hardball, even though you're going to get an absolute animal on the court if you do make that trade. I just kind of feel like they're going to not pull the trigger, and a deal isn't going to get made. I feel like he's just going to stick around there and possibly maybe help figure out a way to rebuild. They've made a couple questionable decisions in the last couple of years on player moves that they've made. They just probably seem like they brought in players too late in their career, names that were just past the prime of when they were. Ergo, Damian Lillard. Lillard was still great, but it was a shell of what he used to be, and it just hasn't really worked out. I would love to. I think it'd be a crazy to see him go to San Antonio. And there's also talk that I've seen. The Thunder have also been in the mix because they have so many assets they can move. They have a bunch of young players. Contracts are good on their terms. So if he goes to the Thunder, I think I don't even know if there's anything past a dynasty. I don't know what you call it after a dynasty, but they would dominate. There would be no way that anybody would win probably the next decade or so, depending on what they had to give up. I think they could even give up Chet for it, and I still think they would be all right because of what Giannis can still bring. So my opinion on this one is I don't think anything's going to happen. I think he's going to stay in Milwaukee.
I think that he is a loyal player and he does want to stay there. I think we've seen it over time of what he's done for the city, the way that he's very emotional for the city. But I think that he's already at the stage of like, I'm fed up, man, because I've asked you guys to bring in players for me, especially for the defensive end and some shooters as well, because I could dish out the ball and get the ball to the shooters. And you guys don't. You brought in Damian Lillard, but in the beginning, he didn't even want to be there. Like, he got there because, they had some good assets to give to Portland. But even then, you went from one of the best defensive ranked teams when it came to covering the perimeter with Drew Holiday. You bring in Damian Lillard, that he's a very non-defensive player. He's a liability on defense.
Yeah, that's one way to put
it. You dropped to like 25th, 26th in the league when it comes to defending the three or defending the mid range close to the three. And with that kind of recipe, you're not going to win. It's been proven over and over again throughout NBA history, and it was proven with the Milwaukee Bucks after getting Dame, and Giannis still talks to them, lets them know, I want to stay out, bring some players, boom, boom, boom. They don't, bro. They don't bring the players, so I think he's fed up, and now he wants to bring new life to his career while he's still at his peak, because he's only, 32, 33?
I think it's 31.
High 30s, low 30s, and that's peak basketball right there. You think he wants to waste away his years and not win? No, the guy wants to win, man. He wants to win. He's begging you to bring in players, and you guys are not doing it. So I think it's time for him to ride.
Yeah, I saw something just absolutely crazy as a Mavs fan. I was just looking to see if there's no possible way this is going to happen, right? And there was the reports were saying that it would most likely involve Cooper Flag, and I highly doubt the city would be able to maintain as a city if they got rid of Luka and Cooper Flag within a year of each other. So I don't think Toss may make a move on that one.
No, that is not making that move. If anything, they're going to make the move of getting rid of AD. I see that.
What's that?
I see Dallas making the move of getting rid of AD at the trade deadline next week.
I'll be honest, I don't think that one's going to happen either. I think he's saying.
I hope it doesn't happen for y'all. You need that player.
I don't think that move is going to happen. I think the market isn't as rich as they want it. No pun intended from Rich Paul, but I don't think the market is what they expected it to be. I think they thought that you would still be getting big things. And I've been saying this all along is that you kind of have to see what you got there, because Cooper Flag is really starting to come into his own, man. He's becoming what they expected him to be. So Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, and then you get Kyrie Irving coming back next season. If they don't come back this season, they're probably not going to because of Dallas just isn't that competitive this year. So they're probably going to shut them down. But I don't know. I wouldn't make that move. I would like to see how this works out. And if it doesn't work out, you can also make this move next year. As long as AD can stay healthy, which is almost a laughable joke to begin with because he never does. But that's another story for another day. All right, big guy. Well, I know you wanted to get a chance to promote something before we jump into our next segment here. What did you want to go ahead and promote, my man?
No, nothing of it is right now. I'll do a little later.
A little later. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. All right, man. Well, we also had some major games over the weekend, and if you haven't heard, we also have a Super Bowl coming up in a couple weeks, and we'll start with the AFC side of things. The Denver Broncos lost to the New England Patriots at a score of 10-7 in a cold weather game. Buddy, the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. What the hell, man? I thought we were done with this nonsense. Some people just, the deal you make is just too damn good. What the hell's going on? The Patriots are back in there, and Patriots looked like they have a chance. They might be a team of destiny here, man. I don't know. We'll see, man. G-Mike, what's your thoughts on the Patriots back in the damn Super Bowl?
Man, what a defensive game that was, man. I mean, the Broncos came out on fire that first drive. Stidham looked like he was about to throw 4 touchdowns. It was 350 yards in that game. Came down the first drive rolling, and then after that, didn't do anything as much. Drake May started the game horribly. That defensive masterclass by the Broncos throughout the whole game was incredible. The way that Patriots were running the ball was pretty damn good. Stevenson was doing work. He had like probably 17, 18 carries for almost 80 yards. Didn't 71. Have a touchdown. Yeah, didn't have a touchdown, but he was running pretty good. Drake May, he sealed the game with that rushing touchdown. He put the team on his back, so to say, on that drive, ending up getting the only touchdown for the Patriots that game. They obviously got a field goal that made them win 10-7, but it was just a defensive game all around for both sides of Broncos and Patriots, man. Like, the offense is really doing anything, but the Patriots came out on top. But honestly, Steve, if Bo Nix would have played, I think Denver wins by 10. I think Denver wins by 10, dog.
I know. I agree. I think if Bo Nix was in this game, I think the dynamic would have been a hell of a lot different. I like we were saying before, I was really high on Denver going in this whole time. I was really thinking Denver was going to win the Super Bowl, but they obviously did not. With Bo Nix getting hurt, man, that just sucks for them. They were so close and right there, hosting the game at home, and end up an ankle injury, a freak accident with one of the last few plays of the game in that Bills game. So just bad luck for them. But Stidham came out and tried to be admirable and do what he could. He ended up with 133 passing yards, 17-31, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Drake May, surprisingly, I mean, it was a bad weather game, 10-21 for 86 passing yards. Do you think that could work in the next round against the Seahawks defense?
Negative.
Yeah, that's going to be a big factor. He's going to definitely have to they're going to play a different style, and it will be in San Francisco, so the weather will be a lot different. And there was some rumors as well. I was talking with a friend of mine about this as well, that they're saying that Drake May might have a shoulder injury. That's been a video that's been coming out that people have been talking about. That'll be more TBD. Everybody going into this point, they've been playing a bunch of games of football, so everybody's kind of heard at this point. But something to watch out for during the week if he shows up in the injury report with a shoulder injury possibly. So any kind of final thoughts on this game? And do you think Denver is basically like a player away and if they would have had Bo Nix, or where do you see this going from here?
Yeah, I think Denver was a player away. Like I said, I think Bo Nix, if he plays, they win by 10 points for sure. The OC just got fired today. I don't know if you knew that, but it was breaking news right before we got on. And I don't really think it was his fault on why their offense wasn't really clicking like that. I think there was a lot of stuff with Bo Nix throughout the season that he was just on a roller coaster ride with the offense. He was trying to get his feet under him, and then towards the end of the season, he started playing a little bit better. It sucks that they only score 17 points per game or a little less than that. I think it was. So maybe, you do blame it on the OC, but I don't know, man. I think if it would have been out there, if we would have won this game, do you still fire the OC?
Probably not. Probably not. There was something else I wanted to ask you about this as well, and this has kind of been a theme of the playoffs and really much this season is the not going for points, the going for it on fourth down. It seems like that's been coming back and back and back, and sometimes you just got to go for three. It's almost becoming like it's like a bad thing to try and score points now. In this game in particular, they ended up losing by 3. They had an opportunity to go for it with a backup quarterback, and they didn't. What would you have done? You there?
Dude, I think I would have gone for the field goal for sure, man. You got a backup quarterback. You don't know how much he's really going to do, and you need to get all the points you can. Because look, if they would have gotten a field goal, it would have.
Yeah, 100%. It changes the game completely. Started kind of lose you there a little bit. Got a little technical difficulty. You back in there?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, there you are. Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's just kind of. There we go. Sorry about that. It was kind of lagging, man. You gotta love stuff that's live, man, because you can't do anything else about it, and we're trying to work our way through everything out there, man. Anyways, you were saying that you would have went for the 3, just because it was kind of breaking up a little bit.
I just took off the TikTok live. I don't know if it's because of that. That's why we're lagging, but I don't know. See if there's something on your end, but keep it going, baby.
We'll keep it moving. Then. Anyways, man, we got another game that was awesome game, and that's going to be the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. And, man, what a rivalry game this has become. That NFC West has just been awesome. Your boy, man, I'm glad you texted me and asked me about it too and said see, you owe Sam Darnold an apology, so I will give you the opportunity to go ahead and throw that apology out there for Mr. Sam Darnold, my friend.
I owe the biggest apology to Sam Darnold because doubted him when he went to the Minnesota Vikings, did so much work there. Doubted him when he came to the Seahawks because I thought it was just a fluky year in the Minnesota Vikings for him. Did so much work for Seattle this year. Doubted him when he went into the NFC Championship game against the Rams. Didn't think he was going to do so much because the Rams defense is pretty damn good. 346 yards with 3 TDs, no interceptions. This guy was cooking that secondary, man. Sorry, Sam Darnold, that I doubted you. You are one of the top 15 quarterbacks in this league right now, maybe even top 10. Not going to lie. But the way that Seattle played, man, the way that LA played too on offense, they were playing great. I think both teams were doing pretty good when it comes to running the ball, passing the ball. I think Stafford fell a little bit short on some plays here and there, and Sam Darnold took advantage of that. But the biggest story was the wide receivers and the quarterback of Seattle cooking. I mean, hibachi grilled the secondary of the Rams. Cooking it.
Yeah, man. It was... Man, how about freaking JSN? That kid is just on a tear. Him and Puka Nacua, both these kids are just absolutely awesome wide receivers. They are just becoming the faces of their team and the faces of the league with their just offensive skill sets. I really like both those guys. JSN had himself one hell of a game, though, man. He ended up going for, 153 or 156 yards, I believe it was, in this game. Just absolutely terrorizing the Rams. He has been doing it all season, man. That's why he's up for Offensive Player of the Year, and possibly, I think maybe almost could have been up for MVP, man. He was between Puka Nacua and him. Puka Nacua 9 receptions, 1 touchdown, 165 yards. JSN 10 receptions, 1 TD, 153 yards. Just absolutely bonkers what these guys are doing, and I'm glad that Sam Darnold finally, hopefully, gets that off his back. That he sees ghosts and all that good stuff still. That was a long time ago, and that's the New York Jets. This Sam Darnold, since he went to Minnesota, and now that he's in Seattle, he seems like he's at home. He seems like he's at peace, and he is absolutely dealing. He looks really damn good, and it's awesome to see a great redemption story of a guy that was rode off of the league, and now he's going to be in the Super Bowl. I think it's just awesome. And here's the wildest thing that you'll hear, too, and I'm sure people have already heard it, and if you haven't, Sam Darnold was in the 2018 class of 2018 class. Baker Mayfield goes number 1, no Super Bowl. Josh Allen's in that class, no Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson, no Super Bowl. Sam Darnold is going to the Super Bowl out of that entire class, which is just outrageous to say out loud whenever you think about it. Different circumstances for each team, different, not comparing the guys or anything like that, but Sam Darnold deserves to be where he's at, and he is putting on a show and a clinic on resilience and just sticking to it and believing in yourself, and he looks happy as hell, so I'm extremely happy for Seattle and their fans and the city itself and Sam Darnold. I think Mike McDonald is a great coach as well. I think Seattle is here to stay for a little while. They have a damn good roster going, and they got a good thing going. And they're all really young guys too. That's what's interesting about them. They have a few, like Dexter Lawrence has been there, been playing really well. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Another defensive player that came from the Jets, Leonard Williams. Of there doing his thing.
One that came from the Cowboys, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Exactly. So like they took a bunch of guys that people were kind of write off and were done with, and you see what's happening to them now. They all kind of gelling together, and it's really working out great for Seattle. You got any more last-minute thoughts on this one?
Nah, man. I just think it was a great offensive game. What a game it was to the very end, man. I was on my feet watching it at the last second, honestly, man. I think it would have been crazy, though, if Puka would have caught that and went out of bounds. Maybe we would have one more play left. No, we would have one more play. The Rams would have one more play left and see what Stafford can do there, because there's been Hail Marys that have been done and the teams have won off a Hail Mary. Maybe we could have seen that happen, but he got his knee down right before he went out of bounds. He was out of bounds and the time ran out. Seattle played a great game. Dude, it was just a great NFC championship, man. Seattle damn well deserved it all year, and they proved it. They showed it.
It's going to be a very, really cool Super Bowl as well. And like we were saying too, they got plenty of time to talk more Super Bowl stuff. It's coming up in about 2 weeks or so, a week and a half. Unfortunately for everybody, we're going to have to miss out on football pretty much this weekend. We got the Senior Bowl coming up for college, so that's going to be something kind of fun. But actual NFL it'll be a taste of what's to come because it's going to be gone for a little while. So until you get to that Super Bowl. All right, man. Well, we're going to go ahead and jump into our last segment of the night, and that is, of course, the one and only Downbad Debate.
It's time for the Downbad Debate.
Tonight's Downbad Debate is a fun one, man. We have an interesting one, and we are talking about these two guys right there at the top of the screen. This one is going to be a one's got to go style. You got Jackson Smith-Njigba, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson. Good luck with this one, man. G Mike, I've been talking way too damn much. It's your turn. You go first, man. One's got to go.
Yo, man, this one is tough. I think this is one of the hardest Downbad debates that we had in a while, man. I mean, you got JSN, who's a great route runner. Obviously, sticky glue hands. You saw the NFC Championship game. Puka Nacua has some really good hands as well, with a great after the catch player. Same thing with Jamar Chase with the great route running as well. And then Jetta, obviously, he has some amazing hands, and his route running is impeccable. It's freaking excellent, dude. So I think, bro, they all measure the same to me, man. So I think I got to switch it to like situational football, bro. And I got to go with the one that has the worst quarterback to throw them the ball, because they won't get the ball right to their numbers, right to their hands where they're running the routes. The ball will not be thrown as well as these other quarterbacks for these other guys. And I gotta go with Jetta, man, with Jetta, because JJ McCarthy, man, he is just not doing it like that when it comes to Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, and obviously the main man of the night that I apologize to, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I think if you're going to go off of current situation, I think the easy answer would be Justin Jefferson. And there's no disrespect to Justin Jefferson. He might be the absolute best wide receiver out of this group here.
Nice.
It's interesting to see what these guys have done too, because you almost got two of the same guys with Puka and JSN. And they're the number ones for their teams. And they almost kind of do it the same way. They're such a reliable guy that gets over the middle of the field. And JSN has really stepped up with touchdowns this year. Puka's still, that's one of the downfalls of Puka, is that he doesn't score as many touchdowns. But it also just could be that Devontae Adams, that's his MO whenever he gets in that area, that he's able to do that. So I don't hold that necessarily against Puka Nacua. But if there was a downfall in this one, it would be that Puka doesn't score that many touchdowns out of all these guys. But if you're going to go off of current situation, I think you have to take Justin Jefferson out of the situation. But it's just tough either way. I would love to have any of these guys on my team right now. And I think Jamar Chase is still probably the best wide receiver in football. That's tough, though, because JSN really put on a clinic this year, and Puka was right there with him. So it's tough to say that. You can also go off of Joe Burrow is hurt quite a bit. And you saw what happened whenever Joe Burrow went down. They brought in Flacco when they had a competent guy, and he got targeted a bunch, but it wasn't good done. So you can almost go with the bottom two guys in this one. But I think the right answer would be Justin Jefferson. And it's nothing against Justin Jefferson. It's just you have to pick one, and he has at least a reliable quarterback going right now.
Yep, no, for sure.
I hate doing
Get
this.
him a QB, dog. Give him a QB or trade him.
Seriously, man. Yeah, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up for you tonight. We have a fun schedule coming up for the next few weeks. We have guests on Fridays and Tuesdays pretty much from here on out. And we also have more guests coming on in March as well. So got some really interesting people coming on, some authors, some comedians, a lot of different stuff coming up from our Views from the Stands. We're hoping to try to make this our biggest year yet. And it all comes down to you guys. We really appreciate everything you've done. Like, subscribe, pass it along. And we really appreciate everything you've done. Mr. G, Mike, you got anything else for the people?
Yes, sir, guys. If you're into sports gambling, I run a Telegram channel where we offer daily sports gambling slips. $10 a month, but we could get you winnings from $25 to $50 to $100 a day. We also have an affiliate program as well where you can make extra money on the side by bringing people into the chat. It's a great time, a great community that we're putting together, trying to get this up and rolling with sports gambling slips, watching games together, talking about all that analytical stuff going on, man. So if you're watching the recorded episode, you'll see the link pop up in the chat. Chat. Technical difficulty.
I got it.
Wait here. There we go. You'll see it pop up in the chat. Or if you're watching the recorded episode, it'll pop up on your screen, as well as my social media accounts where you can send me a DM. Start a conversation on how to get you on and popping and how to get you to make some money off this sports gambling, baby.
Absolutely, guys. Like we were saying, we have a bunch of stuff coming up. BC will be back with us on Friday, I believe, and we're just going to keep this thing rolling, so we really appreciate it. And as you can see here from the screen here, we also have the Views from the Stands T-shirts are going to be coming out. We got cups coming out very soon. A lot of big stuff coming in the next couple months for Views from the Stands, so really appreciate all the love and support you guys have given us, and we are out for the night, and stay safe. Peace.